Good afternoon. It's time for Volusia Magazine. I'm Amber Patterson. You know, more than 1 million people visit our parks and trails each year to view nature's beauty and to participate in recreational programs. So today, Volusia Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley will tell us more about Volusia County's trails. Then, since summer is right around the corner, health reporter Stephanie Strong will bring us her report from the Volusia County Health Department about pool safety. And finally, we'll join Community Information Director Dave Byron in the studio for a discussion with Volusia County's Groundwater Resources Manager, Tom Carey. Those segments, news, and more coming up on Volusia Magazine. Hurricane season begins June 1st, and residents are reminded of the need to ensure they have disaster supply kits, emergency plans prepared, and are in the loop to receive emergency notifications. Volusia County Emergency Management has multiple ways citizens can stay informed, not only during hurricane season, but throughout the year.
What we've added this year is a Twitter account so that people can go out and look and follow us on Twitter and look at our posts. Also on Facebook. So that people can watch us and friend us and post. And part of what we're endeavoring to do is we realized that there was a great number of younger adults that don't read the print media anymore. They use their phones, they use their iPads, they use those electronic devices that they have with them, and they're very much more apt to go to Facebook to find out what's going on.
In addition to the county's website, volusia.org/emergency, where disaster preparedness and recovery information is posted, residents can receive notifications of emergency threats by email, home or mobile phone, and even through social media.
Something that's coming this summer is the CMAS, which is a commercial mobile alert system that basically is going to allow alerts to get to people's cell phones within the radius of a cell phone tower. And what that means is even if you're on vacation and you're somewhere where there's some kind of an event that goes on within the area you're in, within the radius of that cell tower, you will get a phone call alerting you. And so there are a lot of new technologies out there. We're trying to embrace those the best way that we can. We've become a very connected world. And we're trying to do our part in emergency management to help the people stay as connected as they can.
To receive emergency management updates via email, phone, or social media, sign up at volusia.org/emergency. Click on the emergency alerts icon. Residents who do not have internet access but would like to sign up for any of these notifications can call Volusia County Emergency Management at 386-254-1500. Arriving at Daytona Beach International Airport at 4 in the morning, taking a once-in-a-lifetime day trip to the nation's capital, and flying back to Daytona Beach by 9 p.m. the same night. That's what a group of veterans recently experienced as special guests of Volusia Honor Air Flight 9. The World War II Memorial in Washington, D.C. honors the 16 million who served in the armed forces of the U.S. during World War II, the more than 400,000 who died, and the millions who supported the war effort from home. But because this memorial did not happen until 2004, countless World War II veterans never had the opportunity to visit it. The Volusia Honor Air program is changing that. The program, sponsored by 3 DeLand Rotary Clubs and organized by Volusia County Veteran Services, assures veterans get to see the National World War II Memorial constructed in their honor. Volusia County Chair Frank Bruno said the Volusia County Council has been supportive of the Honor Air effort, and several members have been chaperones on previous flights. As a veteran, he understands the importance of these flights.
It's really important for us to be able to get our World War II veterans up to Washington, D.C. and to see the World War II monument. The World War II monument was completed in 2004. So a lot of these folks have never had an opportunity to go and see the monument. It's great when the community comes together to support the Volusia Honor Air. I want to compliment the Rotary clubs in the DeLand area for putting it together. I really want to compliment our Veterans Department. They have really worked with all of these veterans. They've actually helped them with any assistance that they needed.
The Volusia County Veterans Services Office handles all of the logistics for the flight.
With all the volunteers that make up Volusia Honor Air, I mean, the committee alone does all kinds of things, from our chairman or general to different people who handle the food and the pre-flight luncheon, the buses, the motorcycle police escorts. Just every facet of this thing is worked onto a schedule and a timing that was really something else.
Each chartered flight costs $75,000. It's a complimentary trip for the veterans. Volunteer guardians pay just $500. They accompany the vets and ensure their safety throughout the trip. For more information about Volusia Honor Air, you can call 386-738-5500.
This June 10th, we're going to celebrate the Marine Science Center's 10th anniversary. And we also have just had our 500,000th visitor. So 500,000 people have come in and enjoyed the Marine Science Center, and we're going to celebrate this legacy of the last 10 years with our work with sea turtle rehabilitation, with bird rehabilitation, and with the public's ability to come in and enjoy the wonderful exhibits and aquariums of the Marine Science Center.
The center will be free, open to the public for the day. The event is a celebration of bird and turtle rehabilitation in Volusia.
The open house that we're going to have for our 10th anniversary is going to be a chance for visitors who perhaps haven't been here in a while to come back and enjoy some of the new things that we have developed here at the Science Center. It includes our Stingray Touch Pool, which is a huge hit with our visitors, as well as some complete refurbishments that we've done.
For more information, please visit the MSC on the web at marinesciencecenter.com.
I'm Carl Persis with the Volusia County Council, asking you to help us make our roads safer for motorcyclists. You can save a life by looking twice and following these safety tips. Double-check traffic at intersections before you pull out. Check your blind spots before changing lanes. Stay focused on your driving. Leave at least a 4-second distance between your vehicle and a motorcycle in front of you. Remember that failing to yield right-of-way can result in the death of a motorcyclist.
Whether you're looking for a place to walk your dog, ride your horse, or go for a jog in the great outdoors, Volusia County has an extensive trail system that caters to a wide variety of people. Here and Now reporter Joanne Magley has more in this week's Volusia Here and Now report.
Trails are important community amenities that not only improve the quality of life, but help spur economic development. And Volusia County has miles and miles of trails. The newest addition to the trail system is a 5.7-mile stretch on the East Central Regional Rail Trail. The trail is being constructed along the longest abandoned rail line ever purchased in Florida. Jim Wood, Chief of Florida's Office of Greenways and Trails, says this trail is huge for Central Florida.
It's the longest rail trail acquisition in the state's history. And as it's completed over the next several years heading towards the coast, it will help to complete not only this project, but portions of the Florida East Coast Greenway and the St. Johns River to Sea Loop and trail system that includes a lot of the Central Florida counties, all the way up to St. Johns and on over to Osceola County.
Volusia County Councilwoman Pat Northey, who represents District 5, is a longtime proponent of the trails system and says this project is a great example of the importance of partnerships.
Projects like this happen when you have partnerships, and we've got a great one on this project, beginning with Brevard County, Commissioner Truman Scarborough, who is now retired, and myself, working together with the Regional Planning Council. We took the project to the state, and the state purchased the alignment, the actual rail bed itself, with the understanding that the county of Brevard and the county of Volusia would build and maintain the alignment and maintain the park. It's a linear park, and so that's what we did. This is the first 6 miles of that partnership, and it was great to have that, and that's what makes it happen. That's how you get things done, when you have partnerships with other organizations and agencies.
When complete, the rail trail will cover 50 miles, stretching from Enterprise to Edgewater, with a 10-mile leg through Brevard County to Titusville. In addition to paved trails like the rail trail, there are 47 miles of beach and more than 80 miles of trails through Volusia County conservation lands. Tom Carey, Outreach Coordinator with Volusia County Land Management, says trails on conservation lands showcase the real Florida.
Our trails, as I said, are primitive, so you're getting a slice, an avenue into the natural world. You may come upon different wildlife. The conditions may be different. Here at Longleaf Pine Preserve, this is pine flatwoods, and in rainy season, you might come upon wet conditions on the trail. The trail may be underwater, but that's a part of natural Florida, and it's good to experience that.
Tim Bailey, Director of Volusia County's Park, Recreation, and Culture Division, says Volusia County has a trail to please just about everyone.
Volusia County has a pretty good trail system. We'll call it our Showcase Trail. It's a 12-foot wide paved path. There's 2 segments to it. There's a Spring to Spring Trail, which starts up towards the Leon Springs area and goes down in through Glenwood, down in through Orange City, down towards Gemini Springs and Lake Monroe, and then over towards Deltona, right at Providence. And I'm encouraging everyone to get out there and use the trails. They're beautiful, they're well maintained, a lot of activity on them. It'll make you feel great traveling with your family and your children driving along the trails. It's a great experience. Get out and enjoy nature.
Volusia County's trails system also includes the 6-mile North Peninsula Trail in Ormond by the Sea, the 3.5-mile Ponce Inlet Trail, and 5 segments of the popular Spring to Spring Trail, which when complete will stretch 26 miles from Green Springs Park to De Leon Springs Park. So lace up your sneakers, pump up your tires, or saddle up your horse. Whatever type of trail you're looking for, you'll find it in Volusia County. For Volusia Here and Now, I'm Joanne Magley.
And don't miss celebrating Trails Day in Volusia County. Staff and volunteers will offer children's activities and lead a guided nature hike and historical walking tour. Outdoor recreational groups will have informational displays, and the Volusia County Transportation Planning Organization will give away free children's bicycle helmets starting at 9 a.m. One way to have a safe Memorial Day weekend is to keep your eyes on your young children in and around water. Drowning is the leading cause of death among children ages 1 through 4 in Florida. Public Information Officer Stephanie Strong tells us how Daytona Beach leaders are coming together to do something about that alarming statistic in this segment of Community Health Matters.
Olivia, can you roll over and get my hand? Come and get me.
Little 2-year-old Olivia Berkadal started taking water safety lessons at 11 months old and shows her swim instructor how she can float on her back in the water at Daytona Beach's premier swimming spot, the Cypress Aquatic Center. Swimming is a breeze for little Olivia and the other toddlers registered with Kathy Appel's infant aquatics class, who are here today to stress the importance of teaching a toddler how to swim. Unfortunately, not all toddlers know how to swim. Drowning is the leading cause of death among children ages 1 to 4 years old in Florida. Daytona Beach leaders are coming together to do something about that alarming statistic. In 2011, Volusia County had at least 8 reported toddler drownings. The Volusia County Drowning Prevention Task Force is raising awareness to the problem.
Together with the Volusia County Health Department and Daytona Beach's Fire Department, we're here today to raise awareness about precautions needed to ensure child safety, whether they're in pools, lakes, or the ocean.
Drowning is really a silent event in toddlers. supervisors often assume they'll be thrashing and screaming and yelling for help. When toddlers drown, there's none of that. The kids just sink.
At the home, 2/3 of the drowning fatalities occur in the bathtub. It doesn't have to be even the bathtub, could be a 5-gallon bucket of water. So we recommend that any standing water source around your house be emptied as quickly after it's used as possible.
We've decided at Florida Hospital to provide the community with door alarms, 2 free door alarms for any individual who comes to one of our emergency rooms during the month of May, through the end of the month of May, either at Florida Hospital Memorial Medical Center on Williamson or at Florida Hospital Oceanside on A1A. Walk into the emergency room, say, hey, I'd like a couple of those door alarms for my house.
The YMCA has been teaching children in our community and adults to swim for over 50 years. Last year alone, we taught more than 2,400 children how to swim, and this year we're hoping to increase that impact by offering a new program at our YMCA for infant, called Infant Swimming Resource.
In Volusia County since 1996, Safe Kids has provided swimming scholarships to nearly 12,000 children between the ages of 2 to 16 years old to help prevent unintentional drownings. Participating pools include the City of Daytona Beach's Leisure Services, Volusia Flagler Family YMCA, and Daytona State College's Aquatic Center. Waterproof Florida, the Department of Health's drowning prevention campaign, recommends the following layers of protection. Supervision, the first and most crucial layer of protection. Supervision means someone is always actively watching when a child is in the pool. Barriers. A child should never be allowed to enter the pool area unaccompanied by a guardian. Barriers should physically block a child from the pool. And emergency preparedness. The moment a child stops breathing, there is a small, precious window of time in which resuscitation may be possible, but only if someone knows what to do.
My name is Gretchen, and this is my daughter Riley. She started swim last summer because in Florida it's 80% water with lakes, ponds, pools, the beach, anywhere you go, and the number one thing is infant survival.
For more information about drowning prevention, please visit waterprooffl.com, volusiahealth.com, or safekids.org. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Stephanie Strong, Public Information Officer for the Volusia County Health Department.
If you have any questions about this or any other health-related issues, you can log on to volusiahealth.com. And now it's time to head into the studio to join Community Information Director Dave Byron for this in-depth interview with Volusia County's Groundwater Resources Manager, Tom Carey.
Thank you, Amber, and hi, everyone. As we await the arrival of summer rains, Volusia County, and all of Central Florida for that matter, is going through an extended period of well below normal rainfall. This, of course, prompts concerns about wildfires and also about the underground water supply, which depends on rain for replenishment. With this in mind, we have with us in the studio today Tom Carey from Volusia County's Environmental Management Division, and we're going to get the very latest on the drought conditions in Volusia County and what is the status of our underground water table as we speak today. Tom, thanks for being with us.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure.
We talk with you every year, right at about this time of the year, because it typically is the driest time of the year in Volusia County. But Tom, we've been going through an extended period of below normal rainfall. As we talk today, Tom, kind of put this into perspective with previous years. It's pretty severe.
Right, and it's not only this year, but it's last year. And in fact, we go back to about the summer of 2009 is where the drought really started. And if you look back, we look at the last 12 months of rainfall just to kind of give us a perspective of where we're at. And we typically receive about 55 inches of rain in Volusia County. Well, we have a 14-inch deficit right now.
Right.
And I went back and I looked at last year's previous 12 months, and we had a 12-inch deficit there. So we're averaging about 25% of the rainfall that we haven't gotten in the last 2 years, and it adds up. It has a cumulative effect.
No question about it. And Tom, you know, you always talk about this double whammy effect that you've coined, this kind of this term that you've coined, but it's a great way to explain what the challenges are, because The double whammy, as you described it, is below normal rainfall and higher than normal use.
Right, and that happens on an annual basis.
Right.
Our springtime is the driest time of the year. Unlike the old saying, April showers don't bring May flowers here in Florida, April is our driest month, and we typically have a dry spring because we're between the frontal storms that come in during the winter, the cold fronts, which typically bring some rain, and we haven't gotten hot enough yet to get to our convective thunderstorms. So it's kind of a tween time. It's between the rainy season and between the frontal areas, but it's also a time where nature starts kicking in and the grass starts growing and people want their yards pretty, so people use more water. So that's where the double whammy comes from. We're not getting the rainfall, but people are using more water for irrigation because they want their landscapes to look good.
Tom, one of the things that's always important when you and I talk is for folks that are not into this the way you are, to describe the situation with the underground water supply in Volusia County. We're very lucky we have what's called a sole source aquifer.
We do.
But it needs rain.
Absolutely, and out of the 67 counties in the state, there's no county that's like Volusia County. We have the St. Johns River to the west, we have fault lines to the north, and of course to the east we've got the Atlantic Ocean. More fault lines in the St. Johns River to the south, and so that cuts our Floridan aquifer off from the rest of the Floridan aquifer in the rest of the state, leaving us a groundwater island unto ourselves. So the only way we get replenishment to our major drinking water supply, 95% of our drinking water comes out of the Volusia Floridan aquifer, is through rainfall. That's why rainfall is so important.
It's like a big bathtub.
It is.
It needs to be filled up.
That's a good description. Yeah, it needs to be filled up.
Tom, I know one of the things you do is you look at the projections for rainfall, water use, that sort of thing, and you look at it on a short and long-term basis. Before we started taping, you were saying optimistically we may be pulling out of this drought period we're in now. Why do you say that?
Right, well, there's a phenomenon in the Pacific Ocean that's called El Nino.
Right.
And when you have an El Nino, typically that results in wetter weather for the state of Florida. Now, for the last couple of years, we've been under a La Nina, which is just the opposite of an El Nino. So it's brought a drier weather to the state. So we have just transitioned from April to May. We've just transitioned from La Nina into neutral conditions, which will also bring a little bit more rainfall. In fact, for the next 3 months, normal rainfall is predicted. Then after that, we actually have a couple of months where they're predicting above normal rainfall.
Wow.
So we're transitioning, we're in the neutral, and hopefully we're going to the El Nino, which should bring us some more rain.
Tom, one of the things that you and your staff do every month is you actually take the temperature of the water table by checking a number of wells. Tell us about your well network, and then let's talk about what they're telling you.
Well, typically in the month of May we have the lowest well levels because we're coming off the dry season, and this is no different. We actually have 42 wells total throughout the county, and they're located all over the county. We have a very comprehensive network of wells measuring both the Floridan aquifer and the superficial aquifer that feeds the Floridan, and that's important too. Anyway, we have right now 31 out of 42 wells that are below their baseline, which is very sobering. That's even higher than our worst time in 1998. In 98, we had 25 wells that were below baseline. So that just is a symptomatic event of the 2-year drought or the 2.5-year drought that we're in.
Well, Tom, is 31 a record?
That is probably the highest that we've had.
Wow.
And that just goes to show you the seriousness of the situation.
Wow. So. And obviously, you're not going to replenish this bathtub with a small amount of rain. It's going to take a fairly significant amount of rain to get that level back up, is it not?
It is, and it's analogous to your bank account or a diet. You know, you don't put on all the weight at once, you don't take it on. It's a slow process. It's a ship that turns slowly, so it's going to take a while to replenishment. But it looks like, Dave, we are on the road to recovery.
Well, that's good news.
Absolutely.
Tom, all of this leads us to the need for everyone to do their part, and that's by being good conservers of our water table and so forth. The county does have some watering rules that we want to remind everyone of. What's in place right now, Tom?
Well, right now are the 2-day-a-week watering restrictions. And basically you can water your landscape 2 days a week, but not between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. because those are the highest evaporation times of the day. If you have an even address, you can water on Thursdays and on Sundays. Odd addresses, Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you have a business, Tuesdays and Fridays.
Right. And Tom, you know, we say this all the time, but this idea of people violating the water ordinance by watering in the middle of the day, and not only is it a violation of the water ordinance, but quite frankly, it is a huge waste of their resources, because that water doesn't do much good.
Absolutely. When you irrigate in the middle of the day, or even after it's rained, you know, in the middle of the day, you're losing up to 70% of your water. So really, that's 70 cents on every dollar that you're wasting. Right. And another thing, if I can mention it, is irrigating during or after a rainstorm. This morning on the way in, it rained about a ½ inch yesterday in Volusia County, so plenty of water. Anything over a ¼ inch is pretty darn good. It's great for the landscape. I saw a couple of businesses that were watering. That tells me they have an automatic timer that is not on a rain sensor or a soil moisture sensor. So I would caution people that if you have an automatic irrigation system, make sure that your rain sensor is working properly. It will save you a ton of money.
Tom, that's an excellent point. And the other thing I think that we want to be clear on is that the watering rules in Volusia County, they apply countywide and they apply to all sources of water.
That's exactly right. So all sources of water are city water, surface water, like you may be pumping out of a lake, or if somebody has their own private well.
Right.
Some of those people think they're exempt because it's, quote, their own water. Well, it's not. It's actually the waters of the state. Any underground water is considered waters of the state, and they are regulated under both the state rule and the county rule.
And so we're out there trying to ask people to voluntarily comply. You know, I think by and large a lot of people try to comply. But it's just so important as we look in the long-term future of Volusia County that we do the really best job we can to manage our water supply.
Absolutely, Dave. And 2 days a week of watering is not unreasonable.
Right.
Years ago, I was on the Governor's Water Conservation Commission, and we went from the Panhandle down to Miami, and everybody agreed on that one point, that 2 days a week, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, is plenty to maintain your landscape.
And actually, and people make this mistake a lot, overwatering like that St. Augustine grass is actually harmful for the grass.
Sure it is. It's causing fungus problems. Then you got to spend money for a fungicide.
Right.
Fertilizer that you're putting down is running right through the root zone or running off your property, causing another problem, which we have with our surface waters, which is algal growth and things of that nature. Right. And you know, we're going to have to start paying for that pretty soon too. So you want to minimize your fertilization, you want to minimize your irrigation, and you're going to have a perfectly fine landscape.
For people that want more information, Tom, how do they get more information?
Easy button. Volusia.org/water. Volusia.org/water, and it's got all of our watering information, how to conserve water, fertilizer information, Florida-friendly landscaping. It's got the whole package right there.
Well, Tom, I want to thank you very much for sharing the information. It's always good to talk with you. We always have you on this time of the year. Right. This time it seems even kind of more dire than it has been in years past, but there's room for optimism, I guess.
Right. Keep praying for rain.
Our guest today, Tom Carey of Volusia County Environmental Management. And with that, Amber, we'll go back to you.
Thanks, Dave, and thank you for watching Volusia Magazine. If you have any questions about our program, just give us a call at any of the numbers you see listed here, or you can log on to volusia.org. You can also watch the show online. Just go to volusia.org and click on the Volusia Magazine icon. And we hope you won't forget to listen to Volusia Today, Volusia County Government's public information radio broadcast. Volusia Today airs every Tuesday and Sunday mornings on the local radio stations you see on your screen. For Volusia Magazine, I'm Amber Patterson. Have a great evening.